Fedora, and god damn it is good to be back in here, this room, doing what I love just for the love of it. And for this brand new season of Oh the Horror, what I thought I would try to do is cover a few loose ends I've made in earlier seasons by talking about movies that I've either advertised in my theme song, or have been requested to do for quite a while, or I've talked about in other videos. As is the case with this movie. But first, let me talk a little about the franchise itself, a little rehash course. Takashi Shizumi's Ju-On, also known as The Grudge.
Ju-On, aka The Grudge, is a franchise of Japanese ghost movies, usually revolving around a certain house in Narima, Tokyo, and the horrifying events that transpired within. The most predominant storyline is that of Kayako Saeki, a housewife who, along with her son Toshio and the family cat, were brutally murdered by Kayako's husband after he was convinced that she was cheating on him. However, in the moment of their deaths, a terrible curse was born within the house. A curse that summons the enraged ghosts of Kayako and Toshio to mercilessly hunt down anyone who dares enter the cursed location. Due to the success of the first two movies in their native Japan, an American adaptation was made in 2004, and in my opinion, one of the best adaptations that I've seen. Because The Grudge and its 2007 sequel were so much more loyal to their roots with the episodic storytelling style rather than just a plain old 3-act structure. Something other Western adaptations such as The Ring, Shutter, and One Missed Call just didn't have.
Unfortunately, a lot of critics began criticizing the movies as too complicated for Western audiences. Because apparently we're all idiots. So when the time came for a third edition into the American franchise, original director Takashi Shizumi was not involved. And the whole episodic storytelling was replaced with a plain old 3-act structure. Because that's what we wanted! So, this is 2009's The Grudge 3.
So this movie starts with Jake, sole survivor of the second movie, now residing in a mental hospital, under the care of his doctor, Shawnee Smith?
God damn it, Shawnee Smith. Why are you so eager to break into the horror genre? Now I'm just expecting Ted Danson to show up and tell you to get out of his office.
Well, at least Jake is here, so they're not completely getting rid of everything the last two movies set up.
Wow. So in the first 3 minutes, not only are we establishing that the entire storytelling style of Ju-On is being chucked out the fucking window, but apparently all of the mystery as well.
Allow me to explain. Here is your average Grudge death scene. No blood, no body, no trace. The mystery of what happens to Kayako's victims was terrifying and intriguing. But apparently, obviously, far too confusing for Western audiences.
Come on, guys, why stop there? Let's change a few more things. Let's make Kayako a scantily clad blonde cheerleader. Because that's what we want, right? Right?
Hey! Get that shit off the screen. You're gonna confuse the audience. Flash across the pond to Tokyo. Oh, I always wonder what country that was in. Where we meet Naoko, the long-lost younger sister of Kayako.
Of course she is.
So it apparently seems Naoko is fully aware of her sister being a hideous revenge-fueled poltergeist. And after learning of the death of Jake, and that Kayako has now set up a brand new permanent curse shop in this apartment complex in Chicago, she catches the next plane over to try and stop her for good. But not before we get introduced to our characters, each more generic than the last. We have blonde heroine, carefree boyfriend, and unhealthy child. Wait, No, that's The Ring. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Blonde heroine, carefree boyfriend, and unhealthy child. Wait. This is Lisa, an airheaded teen who lives in the cursed apartment complex, along with her elder brother Max, the building's manager, and her younger sister Rose, who wastes no time in ticking off all the creepy kid tropes, such as the aforementioned poor health, and claiming that the ghosts are now her friends.
Where did you put it?
A toy to make him feel better.
Additionally, it seems the complex is in a bit of financial trouble with the whole being haunted thing, with tenants leaving in droves just in time to be killed by Kayako as soon as they're out of main character vision. Finally, Naoko arrives at the building, much to the pleasure of Max, who, with the complex's current money situation, naturally comes off as a little desperate to sell her an apartment. I will shoot this Miku pillow if you don't agree to buy an apartment. You know, just because I'm Japanese doesn't mean I'm into Miku. I will shoot the pillow! Okay, fine, Christ! Oh, and it seems Kayako's a giant now. Huh, that's weird. So after that, Shawnee Smith pays a visit to the apartments.
Jake passed away.
What? How?
Actually, we're not quite sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we've just spent hours staring at the surveillance footage we have of his death that clearly proves he was telling the truth about a ghost hunting him. But gosh darn it, we just can't figure it out.
Hey, did somebody say a child got murdered? That's my biggest turn on, after all.
Wait. I've got some time before work.
Someone can only watch horror movie teenagers that only have sex on the brain for so long before they start to feel physically dumber.
Uh-oh, some upper crust lady painting and listening to violin music. She has more than 3 brain cells. Better kill her off. The next day, Shawnee Smith takes Lisa to her office to exposit on all the details that she learned from Jake and her very own research involving Kayako and Toshio's deaths, the curse that was created as a result, and that it is now laid claim to Lisa's apartment building. So after hearing all this, she goes straight back there and doesn't even look worried.
Your building is haunted by murderous ghosts! Run, bitch!
Run!
Then again, yeah, I suppose they'll just chase you wherever you go, so yeah, get comfy, I guess.
It's better than nothing.
Besides, Kayako seems to have set her sights on Shawnee Smith anyway.
Open the door, please! Please help me!
I'm sensing a little hostility.
Go with that.
Finally, we get to see Naoko again. Jeez, where do you keep disappearing to? Who also has a few things to exposit, such as the apparent reason for Kayako being able to return from the dead in the first place is that when she was a kid, her spiritualist mother would exorcise evil spirits from the local villages and feed them to her to keep them dormant. But despite everything she's learnt so far from everybody, and despite having had her own run-in with Toshio earlier in the film, Lisa again doesn't take it seriously and just blows her off. Only when Painter Lady's mutilated body is rubbed in her face does she finally get the point. Too bad it seems a little too late for Brother Max, who in a combination of his recent firing and of course the curse in the building is quickly starting to go insane.
Mad Max. Pray that he's out there.
When Max flips his shit and throws all her clothes out into the hallway, Lisa runs to Naoko for help, who believes she might be able to vanquish her sister's evil spirit in a similar ritual to the one their mother used. So after Lisa sneaks Rose away from the ever-maddening Max, the ritual begins in Naoko's room.
Oh no! Something Japanese in this Japanese-inspired horror movie! Oh, someone do something before the critics complain!
Oh, thank God. Crazy Max is here to save us.
Jesus! Well, it was a tough sacrifice, seeing as she was the only likable character in the entire movie, but it's for the movie's own good.
So that now leaves Lisa and Rose trapped with Kayako. And while the evil poltergeist locks Lisa in the bathroom and takes a great deal of time to finish the job, Rose has plenty of time to run back to the ritual area and quickly complete it, banishing Kayako forever. But that sure doesn't come as much of a relief to Max, who has just been snapped back into sanity to see his handiwork. But
didn't she say Kayako could only come back in the first place because of the soul she was fed? So, what's Naoko's excuse?
then again, considering the amount of Ju-on movies that actually don't feature Kayako or Toshio as the killer ghosts, it seems it just might be something that just happens to Japanese people when they die. Damn, Godzilla Attack Aftermaths must be a real bitch. With the Fuzz arriving to clean up the mess, this movie comes to an end with...
Okay. We just gotta stick together.
The ritual didn't work? Is Naoko's spirit now haunting the apartment? Did the ritual also affect Toshio, or is his spirit still loose? Hello? Hello? Answer me!
And that was The Grudge 3.
Takashi Shizumi's movies are a truly unique experience as far as I'm concerned. A non-linear style showing events happening all over the place that force the audience to use their minds while watching and piece together all the events to get the full story. It's an almost interactive experience watching them. But damn! This movie just completely jumps the shark on that idea, delivering a completely stock and formulaic version of the Ju-on story that may offer a few decent scares and moments of suspense once in a while, but in the end is just a dumbassed down version of something much more clever.
And that's all we have time for tonight. So, I'm Fedora, this is the Horror, save a screen for me, and we'll see you next time.